This classic episode of the Electric Playground is brought to you by P&P Games, your source for everything video games. Support the partners that support Electric Playground. Remember, this episode first aired in 1997. This week on the Electric Playground.
One of the interesting concepts about this place is it's a wonderful marriage of low and high tech.
It's a real content-driven game with a really cool story behind it.
Even in a lot of ways, it's like the songwriting process in that it's a circuitous journey and you spiral in from the outside.
Did a lot of look improvements for the 98 version. It really improved the way that the on-court looks, the players look.
You're watching Electric Playground.
This is Tommy Tallarico from the Electric Playground, and we are here at GameWorks. What makes GameWorks so much different than all the other arcades out there?
Well, we provide a total environment. We have food service, full bar. We've got a retail store. And we've got several games that are only found in a GameWorks.
GameWorks will be and is kind of the ultimate place to draw fun people together. We've got the model up of vertical reality.
Oh, I haven't seen this before. This is great.
When you are winning, your seat rises up. And as long as you're winning, you can go up to 25 feet in the air.
Really?
If you get shot, however, you drop like a rock.
I think one of the interesting concepts about this place is it's a wonderful marriage of low and high tech. You know, you have all of the gaming, and then you basically have the environment, which is like a low-tech factory. You know, brick and masonry and pipe factory.
Individual SEGA brick.
That's right.
We came up with the concept of GameWorks to give a new experience out of the home for game players. We partnered with MCA and DreamWorks, who we believe are some of the best creative people in Hollywood to work with, who bring you out of the home experiences from film and from parks, and bring a venue that is 25,000 square feet to 60,000 square feet, so you can bring your family and entertain yourself with gameplay of all different types.
It's just like building a theme park. Our biggest form of communication here is everybody pins up what they're working on, so we look at it, talk about it, think about how we're going to actually do it. Careful.
How does this get to that?
Usually this represents an objective. Here we're trying to figure out a way of getting a certain amount of games into a particular limited amount of space. It's a lot easier to get them into the computer where you can work with actual dimensions of the games and lay them out, see if they fit, and if they don't, we can use all the tools in the computer to make it fit.
You can see across, and we've got these high tables along here.
Look at this, you
really
can stand
see.
around here.
Yeah.
Standing here.
And then we decided, we do tables here too. We want to create stars, and so when people get good and go play at GameWorks, they'll be on camera. We have stages that they can play on. We have things that allow people to kind of cheer and watch and know who's winning. And there's even a competition that happens at the center of the room where people, in a sense, compete to hold the spotlight. So there's a spotlight on the hottest player in the room, and his image is on a projection screen in the ceiling. And then there's a big viewing balcony around that everybody can see. This really has worked out nicely.
Oh, there's a big head of Jeffrey Katzenberg right in the middle of this place.
Jeffrey monster.
Exactly.
We take gamer feedback, the developer feedback, and that's, I think, what's helping us to create some real killer controllers. Put all our concepts down, we'll move towards a clay mold, or you can actually feel what it's going to get like. It's an early prototype. It just gives us an overall idea of the look we want. Especially on this product, we're focusing towards ergonomic lap grooves. You can actually put your hand on the device to figure out what buttons need to be moved around.
And where it's going to be comfortable.
Right.
Are you guys going to change the size of these things at all? Because that's my only beef with the Nintendo controller.
Well, actually, like all our products, it will be fully programmable. You can customize it to make the little yellows up here if you want.
It'd be great for fighting games. Show me around the place.
This is the president's office, and as you can guess, he's playing golf. This is our new racing system. You just flick a switch, hold a button, that becomes your horn. flick the switch off and it's set to go. Over here is a couple of the marketing people.
Where are they?
It's our new PC gamepad. Actually, it just received PC Gamer Editor's Choice.
Yeah.
It's actually the only pad that you can multi-keystroke in Windows and DOS. It's part of the,
Where is everything?
the console sales team.
There's got to be somebody working here. I hear voices. Let's keep looking.
I think I hear them in here.
It sounds like
Lives are won and lost here.
This arcade. Hey guys! What are you working on here?
007.
What level are you on?
I'm on the train level, actually.
Everybody's working hard, I see. Now, Brandon said that you're the animal down here, and they just throw in a new product to get you to test it and slam the door.
Oh man, I break things. I have fun doing it.
Let's go. Let's see how quick you can bust that thing.
Not a very strong controller. Plug it in, and I'd throw it against walls and the ground, and I'd step on it, and then I'd try playing with it again. Busted controller.
Dead.
Oh!
Test an ACLAB stick up, man. You gotta pull one out. Let's see what happens here. Man, look at that. Look at him go.
Go, Nigel! Go, look at that! See you fast!
That'll do it. Look at NHL 98.
Yeah, you got it.
So for fighting game, this is it.
Awesome. Yeah, you pull off your combos just by the hit of one button and pulverize the other guy you're playing. It's pretty cool.
You guys got a great little facility up here, man.
Yeah, you have to come back.
I will. Good luck with the company.
Oh, you guys just let yourselves out the back here?
Yeah, we just cruise out here.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Deal, man.
Take it easy. Thanks.
Later on in the show, Penny Hardaway shows us his game face.
Get over here!
Dude, I just had that dream again with those two.
Hi. You want it?
Yeah. You play this?
Yeah. I'm in it. That's a cutaway. We can cut to that.
So you're in the latest X-Files game, yeah?
That's right. It's the X-Files CD-ROM game. And I thought it was going to come out this Christmas, but I think it's going to be a little late. You know what I'm saying?
How was it different acting for a game as opposed to acting for a movie set?
It just seems like they just sort of go, hey, just say your lines and look right into the camera. You know, as opposed to when you're on TV, don't look at the camera. They say, no, look directly into the camera because you're being interactive with the player, right? So you're supposed to be talking to the camera as the third character, which is kind of bizarre. So you have to go, you know, right into the camera. Hey, watch out, you know, that kind of thing, which is really bizarre.
Are you allowed to tell me a little bit about the game, or is that like classified information?
I can tell you a little bit.
Okay.
The player will be a special FBI agent, and they're going on an X-Files type case, and they're coming to any way they go, as they try to solve this thing, they'll come upon different characters from the actual series that'll either give them clues or try to screw them up or, you know, try to kill them or whatever.
You play games yourself, right?
I'm big on Duke Nukem 3D, of course, love Quake, Doom, 64, all the levels, love it. I can't get enough of that kill everything in sight thing. Oh, I just get the aggression out.
You have a website too, right?
That's right, www.deanx.com. I do my own coding and answer all my own email, and I tell little tidbits of behind the scenes at the X-Files and stuff like that.
Dean Hagland for the Electric Playground.
See ya.
I want players to go through every single level and every single piece of information that you get out of a first-person action game, which is, you know, the music, the textures, the graphics that you see, the levels, the monsters, the weapons, the artifacts, everything that you get is different on every level. It's a real content-driven game with a really cool story behind it, cinematic. You know, the bar's been raised, so everybody has to go and do the latest and greatest thing in design and the action stuff, but then add some more elements, like having the other two characters with you that talk to you during the game, and you can make choices with them, and they follow you and help you fight and all that. The team is much bigger. Right now, the Daikatana team is, there's 24 people working on it right now.
As opposed to how big for a Quake or a Doom?
8, 9 people.
Unreal.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of artists. Most of them are artists.
Right. So it's the same amount of time, essentially, but you need more people to complete
Right,
the
because
stuff.
it's a bigger game.
Okay.
It's like, we'll take the same amount of time, but we'll have a lot more content in the game. You know, a different song on every single level, you know, I mean, everything is so, you know, huge. And we have a screenwriter, Christian Devine, who wrote the screenplay, which is going to be, we're going to take that and put that in a comic book form.
Cool.
And use a lot of his dialogue for the cinematic stuff in the game and everything. So we have different people in the right spots that are experts at what they do, doing everything.
Hi, I'm Kelly Benson. I'm here with Ron Bertram of Nintendo Canada. When is Yoshi's Island coming out?
Yoshi's Island is actually Yoshi's Story. Now, that's the official name, is Yoshi's Story. It is the sequel to the Super NES Yoshi's Island. It comes out February 23rd.
Can you tell me a little bit about it?
Yeah, it's a Miyamoto game, so immediately that should tell you the caliber of game it is. When it's a Miyamoto game, it's a gold standard game. It's a 2D game, it's very cartoony, it looks like it's hand-drawn. It's the consummate platform jumping game that we're very much used to, so we're expecting big things from it.
What other games are coming out that Miyamoto's been working on?
He's been working on a lot of games. I guess the biggest one for 1998 is Zelda. Zelda, we're really excited about it. It's going to be the biggest game that we've ever launched at Nintendo. I mean, Mr. Miyamoto's been working on it for over 2 years. The graphics are phenomenal. The playing ability is phenomenal.
What are some of the new features that are going to be in the game?
Well, I think what the beauty of that game is it captures the legend of Zelda and the feel of that, and it takes role-playing and adventure and combines them all. So there's lots of little twists and turns and lots of hidden puzzles, and it's a very, very deep game, as we say, but you really have to play it to experience it and to really understand it, rather than me describe all the different nuances of every level.
When do we expect this?
We're expected in 1998. That's as much as we can say today. Yeah, F-Zero X. It is a 4-player game. It is Rumble Pack compatible. It's built right on the tradition of F-Zero, which still today is one of our best-selling Super NES games. It is probably the best racing game we've ever done. So when you consider it, we say that, we don't say that lightly, because you've got Diddy Kong Racing, Mario Kart, so to say F-Zero is going to be the best one Nintendo's ever done really means something.
If you ride this through the store, I'll give you one of these games. Here you go. Here you go. It's okay.
Electric Playground rocks!
This is the deal. Get the turn, get the turn, fast, 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 get the turn. Diddy Kong Racing. Okay, you guys already have t-shirts, but if you want the grand prize of studio guest appearance with Tommy Tallarico, you gotta dance like your favorite Diddy Kong character.
So when are we on?
In about 15 minutes.
Don't put away your Capizios, gang. There's lots more Groovin' coming up.
Here with Michael Coulson, who worked on...
New CD-ROM from Peter Gabriel on Real World, Eve.
How was it working with Peter Gabriel?
Working with Peter Gabriel is very interesting because he's been in the business a long time, but he takes a lot of risks.
Start off in Paradise, which features the work of this artist, Nil Sudo. In it, there is this mysterious hut. It's the place where the story really begins and ends.
There are many playful symbols and metaphors within Eve. And one recurring image is a suitcase, which was created by the artist Yayoi Kusama. Towards the beginning of Eve, you actually are confronted by this suitcase. And being curious, you probably open it. And if you do that, what you've actually done is you've started the game, but you've also scattered all the contents, all the elements that you're later going to find in Eve, all across the landscapes. You've actually got to go out and find all of these things. The more things you find, the more rewarding is your journey, and actually your reward when you finally get to the places, your destinations.
What Peter wanted for the musical toy was for the person playing it to be able to guide the music through all these styles at will. You can arrange them by pressing buttons on the button screen, or you can go into the animated musical video. You just have to roll over them or click them exactly where you want it musically to happen, and there it'll happen.
Even in a lot of ways, it's like the songwriting process, and it's a circuitous journey, and you spiral in from the outside. You pick up all sorts of bits of information from interesting people you meet.
Dr. Christopher Davis. I'm a lecturer in social anthropology.
You have to understand the world in order to solve the puzzles, and then if you solve the puzzles, you can then move on. The idea is, you want to find more and more musical elements and visual elements in order to have more enjoyment from the game.
EA makes sports games, and basketball is one of them. Let's check out NBA Live 98.
What's new with NBA Live 98, man? A lot of focus on new moves. They have a lot more control over what happens on the court.
I'm here with Penny Hardaway.
Hardaway proceeds to pass it.
The league's biggest players and one of the league's biggest video game players.
That's right, baby. I love video games. I'm the video game champ on our team.
To Hardaway. He tosses up a three.
We've got direct passing where you can pass to any player on the court.
Long pass to Outlaw.
We put in direct dunking. You can call the dunks you want.
Yeah, about time. I couldn't dunk in 95.
Grew up with my grandmother, so for my enjoyment, she would let me play sports and then take me to the arcade, so I played video games all my life.
First version of NBA Live. What was the play dynamic back then? How did you guys put the game together then and now? How is it different?
Well, it's gotten a lot bigger. Yeah. A lot more complicated.
What's that other one? Television? Those stick figures. Yep. That's Atari. When you had those stick figures, matter of fact, you had those stick on ping, ping, ping. So that's how far back it goes.
Their faces are mapped onto their heads this year. Really, we did a lot of look improvements for the 98 version. Yeah. Really improved the way the on-court looks, the players look, up the production quality a lot.
Yeah, how about the one-on-one basketball? All right. Atari, remember that one?
So is there anything different with the motion capture in 98?
This year, much smoother, much cleaner data, much better process. So it really shows in the final product. Yeah. Autographed by the entire production team.
I definitely will put it in the PlayStation tonight.
He takes the jump.
What is the deal with you not having your own game up there, man? How come somebody hasn't picked you up?
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't think they know the love that I have for video games.
Hardaway.
Look in the camera right there and tell people how much you love video games.
Oh, I love video games, and a lot.
Nothing
I didn't even know I had the ball. Trick, tell me I had the ball next time.
No look pass to Outlaw.
Whoever wants to challenge me, bring it on.
I smell smoke.
When I get a lead on him, he always come back in the end and beat me. I can't beat Penny worth nothing.
Why are you so good?
My mind is way far advanced than these guys.
humble as ever.
Yeah, I'm very humble.
Well, no, I just dunked in your grill.
What's really happened is he's taking the picture and moving it over to this side. I can't really see the TV.
What are we going to see in 99, for NBA 99?
Probably see a bunch more stuff around the All-Star game. You know, maybe you might be able to see a slam dunk competition. You get some feedback from the people who are actually playing it, buying it, the consumers, the fans.
If you were to give EA your input, what would you tell them?
Let Daryl Armstrong hit some jumpers.
To Armstrong. He puts up the jumper.
Tony, man, it's been great.
It has been. Thank you very much for the time, Victor.
Thanks for touring me around the place.
Oh, yeah. Come on, man. Let me see. See, look. See, you got the rebound. No, I got the rebound.
You're watching Electric Playground. We'll be right back after this.
How lucky are we to get a glimpse behind the curtain of the video game industry every week, thanks to the Electric Playground. At P&P Games, we're honored to partner with Vic to bring you EP Classic. To hear these creators describe their dreams as they're made reality is priceless. In 1997, what was the difference between a big studio game and an indie game? In the future, what might it be? As game consoles get more complicated, making envelope-pushing AAA titles would become that much more difficult and time-consuming, requiring more people involved at every level of development. Can you imagine the cost? No doubt new and creative ways to monetize the games we buy are coming soon. We can only hope we won't be gambling the dream for a worse reality. Play forever.
Cyber diversion theory is saying that we all have innate aggressive urges. Right. And if we can acknowledge those and take them to the internet where cyber bullets cause no pain, the world would be a better place. We actually sent Saddam Hussein a heat disk on July 4th.
And really, truly sent Saddam Hussein a heat
disk? We're waiting to see him in one of the heat lobbies.
That's hilarious.
We're not sure if he's a Quake player, but...
Today on the Simpatico Question of the Week, Jeremy Stanfield from Thunder Bay, Ontario asks, what is the deal with that Bruce Willis video game?
Bruce is a great guy. He's actually a real charm to work with. He's the kind of guy who takes risks with his career, and doing an original game property sounding cool enough to get him interested.
I got involved in this game because it involves a lot of brand new, cutting-edge technology.
Not 1 inch of film that was shot for this game. So we cyber scanned him, we motion captured him, I digitally recorded his voice, and then I integrate all of those pieces back to create what we're calling the virtual Bruce, or the virtual partner that you have in the game.
What were your favorite games?
My favorite games? Well, there's a game called Mech Warrior that I played.
Hey, to send us your questions, all you have to do is check out our website at ep.simpatico.ca.
What do you think about Dark Earth for the PC, man?
Oh, Dark Earth. Now here's a game, reminds me a lot of Resident Evil. The graphics are beautiful in this game.
Yeah, it is sweet. The world is amazing. I mean, you walk into this game and it's like, dear God, what's going on over there? They have a lot of time to develop graphics.
And the storyline, the intro scenes and all the extras, I mean, you really get involved in the story. And there's a 300-page role-playing game book coming out on this game. I'm talking about an actual, roll the dice and role-playing game book. There's over like 95 characters or something.
Yeah, it's amazing. A little bit of Tomb Raider because the action is pretty, it's real-time fighting and stuff like that. You learn new skills as you talk to different people.
I give it an 8.4. I thought it was pretty decent.
Yeah, it's a complex game. You have to hand it to Callisto out of France. They did a great job on this one, and I think it's going to do some big numbers. I think it's definitely worth checking out. I'd give it an 8.5 as well.
Now, what about Symphony of the Night?
Castlevania.
Castlevania.
For the PlayStation.
Here's like a 2D game. I mean, Sony said, oh, we're not going to do 2D games except for this one.
10 years, man. 10 years Castlevania games have been around, and it's really cool to see them evolve. They've been 2D all the way along, and here on the PlayStation, again, we have a 2D game, and I think this is going to be the last 2D Castlevania. I think the next one is going to be all 3D. The play mechanics are pretty much the same as they've been all the way along. The new parallax scrolling effects and all the new whiz-bang sort of flash that the game has to offer. If you're a Castlevania fan from way back, you're going to love this game. If you're a PlayStation diehard and you've got all kinds of titles in your library and you want to take a look at what made games great before 3D graphics were such a big deal, this is one to take a look at. Konami kicks with this one, a 9 out of 10.
I give it an 8.8. I think it's a very good, above average game. Again, I'm so into the 3D thing now. It's hard to go back to the 2D for me, but it is fun.
Yeah.
It's good fun.
Now, what about Lamborghini 64?
Here's the problem with the game, is that the controls are way loose. I mean, I'm like driving it, again, the analog controller, man, you either get it right or wrong, and you're whipping the cars, like whipping around the track like this. I'm going, whoa.
I really like the graphics in this game. I thought
they are sharp, very, very sharp.
Really crisp graphics. The colors, the color palette is a little bit muted, so I think that's how they were able to achieve such a fast frame rate and keep this thing moving, because it really does clip along and still maintain the resolution that it's got, because it's a very high resolution as well, and it looks really quite sharp.
6.8 to me. It doesn't go up there with Rage Racers and the Ridge Racers.
And even Multi-Racing Championship and Top Gear Rally, it doesn't compete. There's better racing games for the PlayStation, there's better racing games for the Nintendo 64. I'd give Lamborghini 64 about a 7 out of 10. Tommy? 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 Tommy?
Hey!
Thanks for watching The Electric Playground, and make sure you join us next week.
Production assistance for The Electric Playground was provided by Nintendo of Canada and Heat.net.
Torben here with Sam. You know Sam from Atari?
Tell us a bit about the M2. When is it going to come out? What can you expect from that?
M2 is from 3DO. And, but it's okay. Let's get back to the Jaguar.
Put the shirt on, get 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 it on, get it on. Oh, get it on, get it on. Here.
This classic episode of The Electric Playground was brought to you by P&P Games, your source for everything video games. Support the partners that support The Electric Playground. Thanks for watching, and play forever.